How was your sleep?
It was alright. I never sleep that well in a tent the first night.
What about you, Mr. Gibbs? Did you have a...
Shut up.
Did you?
I hate you.
Did you have a silent night?
No, I did not.
Maybe you better sleep tonight.
I hate you.
Well guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. You join us here in Port Alberni. I'm outside Walmart. Now the reason I'm here, I've been getting some essentials for the trip ahead for the next few days. Now the next few days are going to be filmed up on the top of a mountain. We are hiking up 5040. I wanted to go there for quite some time. Now Adam's already said it's a pretty tough hike. It's not so long, but it's quite steep. So I've been in there, got some essentials. Now I'm packing light for this trip. I've got the 1-400, the 14mm, my tent and my sleeping bag, and just a few items of clothing for while we're up there. Now the forecast is pretty dry for the next few days, so hopefully we don't see too much of the rain, but I have got waterproofs with us. It's great to be able to bring yous along. Hopefully we get some nice conditions up there and just enjoy the next few days. Ready for the trip?
I am. Are you ready for the trip, Mr. Barnham?
Only if you carry me stuff.
Fine, you ready to go?
Wait a minute. Hello, John, copy?
Alright, let's head out then.
Right, I'm on my way. So that's it. John's give us a heads up. He's ready to go.
Get your ass in gear. Get off that bloody Osmo.
So we're going to get on and enjoy
Get going.
enjoy the next few days, and I hope you guys enjoy it too.
Let's do this!
So we've made it here to the trailhead. All we've got to do now is hike to the top of 5040. Now I'm not sure how long it's going to take. We've actually got a glimpse of the peaks opposite to where we're hiking up to. We've got triple peaks in front of us and it's just poking its head above the clouds and it looks absolutely amazing. So being up where we're going, up the top of 5040, we're actually going to be opposite those peaks. So they're what we're going to be photographing, I hope, when we get up there. Made it so far up this mountain now. It has been tough going, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't done a hike like this for a long time, and carrying all that stuff and the camera gear as well is quite tough, but the views are also getting amazing at the same time. How did you enjoy it?
That's good. I prefer it when it's steep. It's quicker to get up. Like if it's gradual and long, it's a bit... I'd rather it just be steep, just get it over and done with, you know.
Adam's got the lighter pack. I will add that, but he is trying to pack as light as he can, so he's got a new bag to try out and one pair of undies.
Yeah, and I'm wearing them right now.
And he's going to be wearing them for 3 days. So on that note, we're going to carry back on up this mountain to Cobalt Lake. So I've made it here up to Cobalt Lake and it's absolutely beautiful. We've got views behind us there. We've got wild blueberries. I've been trying out the wild blueberries and they're much better than you get in the stores. and then we've got this amazing lake in front of us. Just have a nice rest here and fill our water bottles up with the stream that's running off this lake. The water's quite cold, so it's ideal for what we need. We're just using a filter for that one. So that's it, and then our last jaunt up the mountain is just to my left hand side, but looking forward to this evening, setting up camp and seeing what we can capture. Bugs are attacking us now, so we're at the top of the mountain, and what can I say? Look at that view behind us. We've got the tent set up for tonight, so this is going to be our camp for the next 2 nights. We're pretty tired out. It was a bit of a grind coming up there. Hope you're seeing that in the video, but just being up here, seeing this view in front of us, it's been a great trip. Tired. It's been tiring, so speak to you again soon. So what can I say? Things are starting to happen. We're finally going to get an image. We've got like a cloud inversion now. That sun is beginning to set. But over my left shoulder here, I've seen some layers. Now I'm using the 1:400. Now that's why I've brought the 1:400 up here, so I can pick out little sections and just look for the interesting light layers using those clouds, those low cloud formations. It looks absolutely fabulous. A lot of the foreground's got the sunlight on it. There's no atmosphere, so I'm focusing and directing my attention on what's interesting. And what's interesting, we've got this ridge leading through the center of the image. It curls round to the right hand side. We've got the mountains in the background. We've got all that atmosphere, and because that sun's getting a lot lower in the sky, it's actually creating some depth in the image. Some of those cloud formations are beginning to light up. It is got to be a bit frantic because we don't know how much longer we're going to get with this light, and you'll have seen before it quickly changes, that weather pattern changes, and it will get socked in. We get all this cloud and then it dissipates and it clears, but then it reveals this behind us, and it's absolutely fabulous. What do you think, Mr. Gibbs?
That's amazing.
Is that his, what did he have?
Me beef stew.
Beef stew.
Actually not bad.
He's going to do a review on it, so stay tuned.
It's a little bit salty. Hopefully these clouds don't get, because we might get socked in.
Yeah, it might get socked in. So Adam's just put a dampener on it, but you know, cross your fingers.
Well, as I like. You know,
he's always happy.
I like to put a damper on.
He's always happy, and like he said in the last video, he's happy inside.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to get your hopes up, Brian.
So for this last image, I've just been scouring this mountain range in front of us. Now we have got a bit of colour there. Now we're not going to get an amazing sunset tonight, but just to be here and experience this, instead of taking one image of the full landscape, just pick out what interests you. Watch how the light changes, watch how the colour in the sky changes. So this image here that I've got set up 400mm, gone into that detail where it's interesting. You've got these beautiful layers, you've got the clouds, you know, the inversion in the foreground there, so it frames the bottom of the shot. And then you've just got all these little peaks. You've got about 3 or 4 layers of different peaks, and then you've just got that light bit of colour in the background, and I just think it's a nice image to end the day. How was your sleep?
It was alright. I never sleep that well in a tent the first night.
What about you, Mr. Gibbs? Did you have a...
Shut up.
Did you?
I hate you.
Did you have a silent night?
No, I did not.
Maybe you better sleep tonight.
I hate you.
Well, good morning, everybody. Bit of a nippy start today. Bit of a nippy start, Mr. Gibbs.
A little bit. It's like being on top of Everest.
It is, yeah. The views are spectacular this morning. Now, we're waiting to see how the sun rises. I got up super early this morning, got up at about 4:15, and there wasn't much colour. There's quite a lot of cloud on the horizon. But we've got all these mountains and there's a bit of an inversion going on. Now the problem I'm having at the minute is a lot of these mountain tops merging together, so it's hard to find separation. So apparently I was snoring last night.
Apparently.
Which is a first for me. So on that note, we're going to get back, see how this light materialises and see if we can get a couple of shots. Now, I said to you earlier about the mountain peaks are all merging against each other, so it's hard to find separation. So that's something that I'm going to have to put up with. But I've seen a scene here that I really like, way off in the distance. It's a similar area to where I photographed last night, but there's some nice mountain peaks in there and they almost look like islands because of this inversion. And I'm going to go for the 4x3 of these peaks reaching up above the clouds down below there. Now there's no colour, we didn't get a great sunrise this morning, but it's just a nice minimalist image. So welcome back. We went back to camp, we had something to eat, we had a nap, and we slept in for a little bit because we did get up early this morning. So I wanted to look at detail shots. You remember in previous videos I've said when it's sunny and the conditions don't suit for landscape images, turn your attention to something else. So that's what I've come out to do. I want to have a look around this area. Now I came up the trail looking for Adam. He's actually moved camp because he said Miss Norden was that bad last night. So he's moved his tent a bit higher up, and he was just doing a time lapse. So I've came to this area and I've noticed there's a lot of rock formations here with some lovely colour and detail. So I thought rather than sit at the tent and wait for this evening, I thought I'll see if I can grab a couple of images. Now the rock formations and colours are really nice, but what we've noticed is we've got these little pine cones and they're scattered everywhere in this location that I'm at. To my left hand side down below here, you've got this like moss, and it's all different colours. It's brown, it's green, there's some yellows in there. And as you walk along, you notice that some of the pine cones are sitting on top of this moss. So that's what I want to capture. Now I've came to this particular one and it's got caught in some of the cracks and the indentations where we've got that moss growing on top of the rocks, and I think it makes a nice simple image. I'm shooting it with the 1:400, round at about 300mm, getting close in on the detail there, and it's just a nice textured shot. When you zoom in, you've got the surface of the moss along with the colours, and then you've got the lighter pine cone with all that detail on the pine cone itself. So that's what I'm going to photograph. And it's a good way of showing you how to deal with conditions when they aren't ideal. Look around you, look below your feet, and you'll always find something to photograph. I've enticed Mr. Gibbs over here to do some detail shots because, like I said before, he's moved camp because of my snoring last night.
I think I might go back for a nap actually.
You just had a nap earlier?
That was 3 hours ago. It's time for an afternoon nap, but the morning nap.
So it looks like he's going to have another nap. So we've made it up to the peak, so that's the highest point that we're going to climb. We've just got to see what happens with the weather, similar to this morning. You know, we started off with a bit of colour in the sky, but it didn't really come at anything. Now because we're at the peak, the summit of this mountain, We're a lot higher up than we were yesterday evening when we got that amazing sunset. We got some unexpected colour that evening. Now the only difference, we've got more cloud this evening, so whether that catches any colour, whether we get some dramatic light, we'll just have to wait and see. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening now, so we're just going to sit it out here till sunset and see if we can get some shots. It doesn't look like we're going to get any colour, but we're getting some really nice light. Now it's still a long way off sunset, so you never know, that might change. But what I've got in front of us makes a lovely 4x3. We're actually getting some light rays coming from the clouds. They're very subtle, they're not very strong, but we've got some glorious light leading you through the centre of the image. Now it works well as a 4x3. You've got a foreground, you've got a midground, you've got a background. So what I'm looking for, I'm looking to create layers within the image itself. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one area, see how that light changes. I'll show you this image and then we'll scan the whole scene, because we've got a 360-degree view. You never know where these areas of light will pop up. So just keep scanning your location, and what a location to do it. This is what we're concentrating on. I've took that first shot 4x3. It looks superb on cameras, some lovely contrast there with the lights and the darks. So I've turned my attention to the right hand side and we're getting these rays of light, but in the valley just below we're actually getting some atmosphere coming up, and it's just superb. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just sitting on an image for a certain period of time and making the most of that light. And then when my attention goes to another part of the landscape, like where I'm shooting now over to my right hand side, I'm just going to sit on that for a while and keep focusing on the bigger vista. Now it's going to be the bigger vista that's in front of us, because this is where the light's happening. Nothing's happening behind. So I'm going to get back and get some more shots and hope that we'll get some colour thrown in the mix. Well, good morning everybody. Pretty tired this morning. It was a pretty wild night last night in the tent. There was gales, there was wind, the tent was flapping about everywhere, so I didn't sleep great. Now I did get some sleep, but I've got up this morning. It's a bit later in the morning now. I got up for sunrise about 20 minutes before sunrise, so I didn't really have time to do any pieces to camera. I just wanted to photograph the colour, because remember yesterday morning couldn't really make any images, but this morning, because we had that colour and we had those layers, they became more painterly like, so it really worked. So I hope you've enjoyed the adventure of 5040 Mountain. It was totally worth the hike up here. Remember that grueling hike, but the views, 360-degree views, waking up in the morning to these mountain peaks, it's been brilliant. It really has. You know, we've had cloud inversions. There's nothing about today. You can see all the mountains. There's not a cloud in sight in the valley, so we were lucky for a couple of days getting that cloud inversion. And then we were greeted with that sunset on the first evening. It was beautiful. The colours were wicked. It really was. So it's been a great time out. But I have decided to call it an end to today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. It helps with the algorithm. It gives me encouragement to get out and continue with these videos. But for now, until next time, thanks again for watching. Bye bye.